and avoid bloodshed. All that happened when I was in that house. At least
Over several meetings, I talked to Nelson Mandela about some key moments in his life and what his legacy might be. What lessons would you like young people to draw when they study, as they will, your life?
No, I wouldn't like it to base it on my personal character, what my achievements are or failures. Because one thing I've emphasized, these achievements, if there are any worthy achievements, are not the achievements of an individual. They are the achievement of a collective. And some of the men were not mentioned. In our internal organs, they have been more resourceful than I am.
And yet you're the hero.
Well, it's like that. Our people have concentrated on me. And so I have to try and do better than my best because of that.
On a remote game farm in the bush where Mandela had gone to write, we had a long conversation about his childhood and his beliefs. You were brought up by Methodists. Are you a Christian?
Oh, well, you see, the relation between a man and his God is a private matter. But all that I can tell you, David, there is no power on earth that compare with religion. That's why I respect it. That's why I'm saying to you, if the missionaries were not there, I would not have been here today, because they are the people who gave us the most important weapon to lead, that of education.
You believe there is a God?
Well, I say that is a private matter between an individual and his God.
Given his strong moral convictions, I asked Mandela how he justified turning to violence to overthrow the white government of South Africa. You said you were starting with sabotage, but you said that if that didn't work, you'd consider terrorism and guerrilla warfare. How far is it right to go?
We never embarked on terrorism.
But you said you would if sabotage didn't work, didn't you? You wrote it you would.
Terrorism means any individual, organization, or state that targets innocent individuals. That's what terrorism is. We never did. There is a record in the case where we were given life, where the judge said, no, these people took precautions to ensure that no single individual is injured or killed. And that is why he did not pass the death sentence. It was because of that. We were very careful about that.
Instead of the death sentence, Mandela was sent to Robben Island to begin what were to be 27 years in jail. He agreed to return for an interview and came with one of his oldest friends, Ahmed Kathrada, who was in the neighbouring cell.
Which is mine now? Number 4.
The cell was 7 foot by 8, no bed, and a bucket for a lavatory.
One of the things that is difficult for me to comprehend is that we spent such a long time here. And there were moments of joy. But of course, there were painful moments because the apartheid regime was an expert in persecuting people psychologically.
Mandela always said he came out of prison a different man. What was it about life on Robben Island that changed him?
Well, you know, the fact that you could sit alone and think gave us a wonderful opportunity to change ourselves, your behavior. I felt quite ashamed because I became busy with politics and with law. And I forgot that the people were very kind to me when I arrived in Johannesburg. And I said, if I ever get a chance of coming out, as I was sure I would eventually, no matter after how long, I would make up for the omissions I made.
What are you doing?
Throughout Mandela's years in prison, his wife Winnie kept up the struggle against apartheid and was punished for it.
These people here have sent us to you. Okay.
Though the marriage fell apart, Mandela always acknowledged her bravery.
Police, do you understand the language we are speaking to you?
There is no doubt that that lady made a massive contribution towards the struggle. There was one time when she became almost a pillar of the organization inside the country. Nobody can deprive her of that role.
And kept your name alive outside?
No, absolutely. Absolutely, she did that.
In a later conversation, we spoke about another important woman in Mandela's life. On his 80th birthday, Graça Machel became his third wife. She was the widow of Samora Machel, president of Mozambique. What drew you to Mrs. Machel? What was the attraction between you?
You are too young for me to discuss those questions with you. Questions of that nature, I must discuss with my age group. And but representing the BBC empire, I must reply to it. She is a wonderful lady. And I was friendly to her before I was attracted to want a more permanent relationship with her. I admired her qualities, and I still do.
Many people describe it as a romantic love story, the perfect ending to the story. Is that the right way to see it?
No, I don't know about that. And you can ask her that.
For one of our last meetings, we went to the Transkei, to Mandela's home village at Kunu, where, soon after coming out of prison, he built a house. What does this place, Kunu, mean to you?
Oh, well, no, it means a lot in the sense that I was brought here when I was a baby, and this is where I grew up.
So these hills are your home, then?
Oh, yes.
Would you like to come back here and stay here, die here, be buried here?
No, wherever I die, I'll be buried here. This is where I'm going to be buried. But every Christmas I'm here. And I take advantage. Whenever there is an opportunity for me to come back here, I do.